entrepreneurship. You've grown this incredible company. And I think a lot of times, at least growing up, I think of entrepreneurs. I think of Steve Jobs, Elon's. I think of tech companies. I think of getting a bunch of funding from investors and VCs and all these glamorous terms that get thrown around. You started it with whatever money you had in your pocket, bootstrapped it, and now you're starting to sell licensees across country, and it's really blown up. How many employees do you have?
We have about 17 or 18 employees
17,
right now.
18, whatever. It's big. Talk to me a little bit about your mindset about entrepreneurship, and if you're talking to, say, the 18 to 22-year-old that's thinking about, hey, I want to do something for myself, but just how do you think about entrepreneurship?
I think it's one of the most empowering things that I've ever done in my entire life. One of the scariest, but once you get out there and you start to network with other entrepreneurs like yourself, Danny, you realize that you're not crazy, right? And so who you surround yourself with is extremely important. But at this point, I can confidently say that I'm unemployable. I could not work for anyone else due to the freedoms that being an entrepreneur has given me. And you're right. I started this thing out. I took a $32,000 equity line against my house. I went to the bank. I had a job, and I'm like, hey, what can I get for this? And I borrowed 32 grand, and I maxed that thing out. Like,
wow.
And I it was tight. I borrowed some money from mom and dad, and luckily since paid them back. But yeah, I mean, I bootstrapped it, and there's so many different ways you can go. I've had people approach me to say, hey, can I buy into your company or be an investor? And for me, I've been fortunate to be able to say no to those people at that time. For some businesses, that's the right path. Maybe they're trying to exit soon. There's so many different routes. But I recently read a stat that 68% of people that are coming to the workforce right now, they're expecting are going to have some sort of side gig or entrepreneurship hustle, just because of all the things they've seen. They've seen 9/11, they've seen the '08 crisis, they've seen, they've gone through COVID. They've seen all their things. 68% of people are going to have some sort of different way of making money besides a typical 9-to-5 job. So with that, are you going to be one of those people? Are you going to be on the forefront, or are you going to be on the back front? And for me, at this time, I'm unemployable because of so many freedoms that I've experienced and how much fun I'm having being able to steer my company in different directions.
How are you going to treat your employees knowing that stat? Is it going to be an embracing thing, or how do you navigate that as a leader?
Yeah, ultimately, I think what a lot of people are looking for, there's different risk tolerances, right? So understanding that there's some people that would never serve a company because it just seems so crazy for them. And with that, I think everyone should be an entrepreneur. But so I a lot of times encourage people, hey, read a few books, this one or that one. But for the person that, hey, I want to work for a company, with that, our ultimate goal is what I believe my role is as a business owner is to equip my team to be successful. And with that, there's all different things. Yesterday, we have a client care coordinator who's been on for about 6 weeks, and she's like, can you handle this call quick? I was walking by. I'm like, sure. I talked to a guy for 10 minutes. It was great to kind of like dive back into those, tiptoe into the business a little bit on stuff like that. But treating people with dignity and respect, we have so many little things that the people who do have a little bit of an entrepreneurship spirit can really excel at our business and make a lot of money. And for the guy who doesn't want to do really well, they're going to make kind of the bare bones at our company, or the kind of the Kura Home minimum wage, because you show up 10 minutes late. We have a bonus for showing up on time and showing consistently. You can make an extra 13 grand if you show up on time every day for the entire year, because it starts at $10 a week and then 20, then 30. If you show up on the 52nd week of the year and you've showed up on time every day, you get a bonus of $520 that week. And that adds up to about $13,700. So we have all these things in place that are like giving these people who want to work for money, they're rewarded by money, where we found creative ways to essentially keep them there long term. We've had, I think our longest technician has been on with us for about 4 years, which is the average like hourly employee at most places stays for about a year. So we're really happy about that.